All right. Some of you guys write me and ask me. It's typically a question among questions, but it's very common that I get asked, "Do women like sex as much as men?" And then I got one email that talked a lot about stereotypes and are they right? And my view on that is stereotypes are harmful, always harmful. And even if they're half right or kind of right, in fact, I think that's why they're so harmful, is because they're a little bit right mixed with a lot of wrong. And so my advice is, if you can just throw out all stereotypes, if you can just refuse to listen to media or advertising bombardments, you're really going to do yourself a favor. The more progressive people are, the less they listen to stereotypes. And that's how we move forward. We move forward by going, you know what, I'm not going to listen to what society tries to tell me all the time. I'm going to look at this objectively. And so if you can dismiss the bombardment of media and advertising and societal stereotypes, you're going to do a lot of good. And some of these stereotypes is that women are attractive. The female form is attractive. And the male form is only attractive if we feminize it. If you notice, the men out there are hairless, and the only thing masculine, perhaps, about your male models are muscles, or bigger than women have muscles, but you know what I mean. And in fact, but at the same time, I noticed that women, female models, we really push them to almost look prepubescent or look like little boys, and not to have curves. And I've really noticed this since I've gained weight, and all of a sudden I have curves, and I look like a woman and not a little girl anymore. That's a huge shift to try and, in a few months to try and come to terms with. But I really noticed, now when I see on TV or in magazines pictures and they no longer look like me, I notice them more. And these girls really seem to look like little boys in their shape. And I just say, when we actually do studies, and we actually ask men, what do you like in women? We actually ask women, what do you like in men? We find the much more men like more curves. They like a woman to look like a woman and not prepubescent. We find that women like men to be masculine. Although there's so much variety in our preferences, so that leaves room for all sorts of men. It leaves room for all sorts of women. But one very common stereotype is that women don't like sex as much as men. We do it as a favor. We do it because we owe it to our boyfriends or our husbands or our partners. But really, we don't like it. And we do it because we get something else out of the relationship, whether that's money. A lot of women, I can understand where this stereotype comes from. We do it for money, or we do it for status, or we do it for power over the man, or we do it for whatever. But that women don't like sex just for sex. And really, I talk to a lot of women, especially here on YouTube, and I just want to say, you guys are so wrong. We like it. We like it just as much. But perhaps we like it differently than you do. We physically like different positions often than men do. We like to do foreplay a little differently, or, we cherish different aspects of sex than men, perhaps. But I really, really want to stress that if you take all of men and all of women and you lump them, you're going to find less differences between the lumped men and lumped women than you would find between two individual women or two individual men. There are things that make women women, and we do have things that are unique to us, but they're so flexible. And so I think it is just as inaccurate to say women are this way than it is to say white people are this way. It's just as inaccurate to say men are this way than to say that African American or Latino or Asian or whatever. You can't make a stereotype on race. You can't make a stereotype on socioeconomic group, and you can't make a stereotype on gender. Because if you do, you're going to hurt people, and you're going to be wrong. So I just want to say, throw out those stereotypes. Every time you're bombarded with it, recognize it and dismiss it, because it's going to limit you. It's going to limit you a lot. And if you can consciously dismiss those stereotypes, you're going to have room to be very progressive. And progressive doesn't mean liberal. So there's not like liberal conservative, kind of thing, but progressive. You can think ahead. You can be an evolved being. So I hope that somewhat addresses that. I can't give you, anything other than really, well, I feel this way, and the women I've talked to feel this way, but, yeah. Okay, so I'm totally going to switch gears here, and I'm going to just answer. A lot of you guys say, what's up? Is the women's channel up and running? I'm just going to tell you guys, I still am totally excited about the idea. I will be working with a woman to try and make that a reality. Hopefully we'll have a lot of stuff. It won't just be videos. We'll have our own message board and maybe even a website one of these days, because I might sit down and make one. And I have huge plans for that. But right now I'm just so overwhelmed with messages, and hopefully making these videos will kind of give me a foot up on all of that. So women's channel's still coming, definitely, because I'm noticing more and more messages from women, which I am thrilled about. I love getting a question from a woman, just being able to answer it, just whatever I think, and not having to worry at all about how that's going to be perceived or what her motive was for asking. And I'm not insulting you guys out there at all, but just if as a guy you're going, what the hell, please go look at some of my videos and look at the comments I get from guys. And those are the comments that I chose not to delete. So a lot of comments I get that I delete as soon as I can. And understand that it's not you as a male that I'm worried about, it's all of them. So hopefully you understand. And if you don't, please write me. If I ever insult one of you guys, I can guarantee you it wasn't intentionally. And so please write me and let me know. And I can guarantee you I'll apologize for it. And maybe I can explain to you what I was thinking, and you can explain to me how you felt about it, and we can still be friends. Because respect is so important to me, and I respect all of you guys. Every one of you. Even those of you who send me awful messages, I still respect you. I think when you have self-respect, you give everyone else a basic respect. Not the kind of earned respect that some people get, but a basic level of respect. So, alright, see you in the next